I didn't scream. I didn't break anything or cause a scene. I simply stood there staring at my phone, unable to believe the words in front of me. The messages were clear. He called her baby, and she called him mine. And in that instant, everything came crashing down. The version of me that believed in her, in our future, disappeared. I didn't need any further explanation. I didn't need to hear it from her. I just grabbed my keys, my wallet, and walked out. No drama, no yelling, just silence. The silence was louder than anything I could have said. She had already chosen someone else, and I had no place in that picture anymore. I respected her choice by simply removing myself. People always say that time heals, but that's a lie. Time doesn't heal. Time only teaches you how to hide your pain better, how to bury it so deep that you don't feel it every second. But it never really goes away. It just becomes a scar, one that you can't touch without remembering how it got there. The first night, I found myself sleeping on a stranger's couch. A guy from work, someone I barely knew, offered me a place to stay. He didn't ask questions, and maybe he saw it in my face that I didn't have the strength to explain. I didn't hate her, not yet, but I knew I couldn't talk to her. I deleted her number that night, not out of hatred, but because I couldn't trust what hearing her voice would do to me. It would have made me weak again, and I couldn't afford that. I moved to a new town, started fresh. I found a job fixing up old houses, tearing down walls and rebuilding them. The work was physical and it made sense. There was something about breaking things apart and putting them back together that felt familiar. It was like I was doing the same thing with my own life, rebuilding it piece by piece. The nights were the hardest, not because I missed her, but because I missed the person I thought she was. There's a difference between missing someone and missing the version of them that you created in your mind. The one who loved you, the one who promised you forever. That's the person I missed, and that person wasn't real. I never told anyone about what happened. Not my family, not my friends. I carried the burden alone because it felt too heavy to share. I didn't want anyone's pity, and I didn't want to admit that I had been betrayed. But what hurt the most wasn't her leaving. It was the fact that I had to leave the version of me that believed in love, in loyalty, in forever. A year passed. The pain faded. It didn't disappear, but it became manageable. I thought I had moved on. I thought I had let go. But then, on that Saturday, everything changed. I had just finished a long day of work, sweaty and covered in sawdust and paint. I was unlocking my door when I heard a car pull up behind me. At first, I didn't think much of it, but then I heard it, her voice. "Daniel." I froze. My heart raced. I turned around, and there she was. The woman who had shattered me standing in front of me, her face pale, her hands trembling. She looked different, smaller somehow, not physically, but emotionally. She was broken. I could see it in her eyes. She wasn't the woman I had loved. She was someone who had been torn apart by the consequences of her own choices. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to. The silence between us was enough. She stepped forward, holding something in her hand, a photo of us from a trip 2 years ago. We were smiling, happy, unaware of the storm that was about to hit us. "I ruined everything," she whispered. Her voice cracked, and I could hear the pain in her words. I wanted to ask her why she did it, why she betrayed me. But I didn't. I couldn't. I just stood there, arms crossed, watching her with a heart that had learned to protect itself. I let her speak. She told me that he left, that he never wanted to commit, that the excitement faded. She said she thought she wanted more, but losing me made her realize that I was the more. Funny, isn't it? How people realize your worth only after they destroy you. She started crying harder then. I didn't comfort her. I couldn't. That wasn't my job anymore. She begged me to talk to her, to have coffee, to listen to her side. For a moment, I almost gave in. Part of me still wanted to hear her voice, still wanted to believe her when she said she was sorry. But I stopped myself. I remembered why I left. I didn't walk away because I stopped loving her. I walked away because she did, and she had already made her choice. "I spent a year rebuilding myself," I said, my voice steady, my eyes fixed on hers. "And you expect me to just let you back in like nothing ever happened?" She shook her head, her tears falling freely now. "I know something broke me," she said softly, and in that moment I saw it. She wasn't broken because of me. She was broken because of her own choices. She missed the version of me that forgave easily, the version of me that was willing to give her another chance. But that man was gone. "I hope you find peace," I told her, "and I hope one day you learn how to love someone without hurting them first." She cried harder, but I didn't comfort her. That wasn't my responsibility anymore. She left quietly, just like I had a year ago. I watched her walk away, but this time I didn't feel pain. I felt relief. I had finally let go. I walked back inside, closed the door, and leaned against it. My chest hurt, but not because I still loved her. It hurt because I had finally let go, not of her, but of the pain, of the need for answers. I didn't need them anymore. I already had what I was looking for: peace.